חג שמח רבותיי. תזכו לשנים רבות, נעימות וטובות. Now we have Hoshana Rabba coming up tonight, which is a very important day, right? Why? Because it's the last day of the Chag Sukkot. And it's also time to do Teshuvah. Why? Because it's the last day of the judgment. You know, now the Pitka, right? The Petek, the final decision, right, is being handed over on Hoshana Rabba about the person's judgment. So a person has to be extra careful, you know, to try to do Teshuvah on Hoshana Rabba, because there's no more chance after that. That's it, right? The judgment is already closed. What does that mean? It closes tomorrow, right? When Hoshana Rabba ends. That's the last chance you got. So therefore, the Sfaradim, right, have this custom, many Sfaradi Keilot have this custom that they stay up all night, you know, to learn Torah, like Shavuot. Same thing, you know, on Hoshana Rabba. In Israel, everybody does this, all the Sfaradi communities. You know, here maybe some people do, some people don't, you know. It's a little bit hard for people. If you took a nap today, you know, for a few hours, you'll be okay. Maybe you'll make it, right? You have a good chance. But if you didn't take a nap today, it's going to be hard for you to stay up all night, you know. How are you going to do it? You're going to be tired, right? So, you know, hopefully you did the right thing. You know what to do. So you can stay up all night. And then what we do is we pray benetz, you know, after like Shavuot, same thing. We do Netz prayer. Now, tomorrow Netz is like 7:05. So that means, you know, you can start like 6:20, you know, and you'll be up to the Netz at 7:05. Something like that, right? It's not the same as Shavuot. Shavuot, it's a little bit earlier. The day is a little bit shorter. Okay, longer, I'm sorry, just the opposite. So, therefore, right, this is the thing that we do on Hoshana Rabba. What about in terms of the Sukkah, right? So what's the rule? The rule with the Sukkah is that we have to be in the Sukkah today and tomorrow, right? Today it was very hard because the wind and the rain, you know, it was hard to be in the Sukkah. I'm sorry? All right, Reza Hashem, we'll hope for the best, you know, we'll pray for the best. Right? We're not prophets, you know, we're not Nevuot, right? So whatever, we're not Neviot. So, you know, Hashem should give us the best thing that we can possibly get, hopefully, right? So the rule is, you know, that if it's like, you know, rainy and windy, it's mitzvah. You don't have to be in a sukkah in a situation like this. You can eat at home, you know. But once it stops, you know, and everything clears up a little bit, so then you still have the obligation to be in the sukkah, whether it's today or tomorrow. Today's already over, almost over. Another half hour, whatever. So that's the thing. That's the way we do it in terms of the sukkah. What about Shmini Atzeret, right, which is the Yom Tov, which is coming after Hoshana Rabba? So there also, it's in the Chutz La'aretz, right, in the diaspora, it's a safek, you know, it's a doubt whether it's Sukkot or not, right? It's like we treat it like a safek, doubt, a pros. So therefore, what we do is, you know, just to be on the safe side, the minhag is that we're gonna be in the sukkah also on Shmini Atzeret, you know, as well. But the thing is, we're not going to make a bracha, l'sheh b'sukkah, we're not going to do. Why? Because when it's safek, right? Safek brachot le'akil. We don't make a bracha when there's a safek, when there's a doubt. So on Shmini Atzeret, we do everything in the sukkah, but we don't make a bracha, l'sheh b'sukkah. That's the thing, right? That's the only difference. But Shmini Atzeret, we do make shechianu. Why? Because it's a separate holiday, right? You know, it's after Sukkot already. Here also we said it's a doubt, but in Eretz Israel it's really a separate holiday, right? And for us, right, for them Simchat Torah is going to be on that day. It's going to be on Shmini Atzeret, right? For us over there, they're going to do Simchat Torah. We're going to do Simchat Torah the day after, right? Which is Tuesday night, Wednesday. That's our Simchat Torah. So that's the way, right? That we schedule things. Also, it's time now to finish the Torah, right? Because on Simchat Torah, we finished the rest of the Zot HaBracha, right? We do the Zot HaBracha, the last parasha of the Chumash. And then we start also Bereshit, right? On the same day. Why is it that we do both? We finish the parasha, the last parasha, we start the first parasha, because the Satan should not be mikatreg, right? So what does that mean? You shouldn't say, oh, you know, the Jewish people, look at them, right? They finished the Torah, and now they're, you know, sitting doing nothing. Yeah? So therefore, in order that he shouldn't be metkateg, he shouldn't accuse us. We say, yeah, we're going to start also the next part, the first part of the Torah. We're going to start Bereshit also, right? Bereshit bara Elohim. So that's the reason why we do it that way. So that's in the Keilah, right? In the shul, that's what we do. But also by us privately, right? Each person is obligated to read Shte Mikra Targum, 2 times the Mikra, 2 times the Parasha, and 1 time the Targum. So therefore, right, you also have to do it now, because now the year is ending, So Zot HaBracha, you have to read now. So when is the proper time to read Zot HaBracha? For the individual I'm talking about, right? Shte Mikra Targum. The proper time is on Hoshana Rabba. But, right, according to the Kabbalah, that's the way it is. But since we are doing Simchat Torah on Wednesday, for us, the proper time is more what? The proper time is Shmini Atzeret to finish the Torah. Why? Because that's the day before Simchat Torah that we finish the Torah. So what we want to do is finish the day before, right? Personally, privately, we want to finish the day before. So this way, right? When we finish it in the shul, we also finished it. Same thing. So we're all done. Everything is done. But what you don't want to do is, wait till Simchat Torah to finish. Why? Because they're already starting Bereshit. So it's going to be maybe a little bit late already. Because you're going to be behind them. So therefore, the proper time for us, and outside of Israel, the proper thing for us to do is to finish on Shmini Atzeret, the day before Simchat Torah, and then, right, on Shmini Atzeret, on Simchat Torah, we're going to start reading Bereshit already. So we got to do Bereshit. And then on Shabbat, the next Shabbat, right, the following Shabbat, we're going to be reading Bereshit. So you have to also finish the parasha, right, before Shabbat, or at least on Shabbat, you got to finish it, right, before the time of Mincha. So that's the way it's done, the schedule for Hoshana Rabba. And then tomorrow, right, we have a special prayer. So what do we do? Tomorrow we do like slichot a little bit, right? During the Hoshanot, we go around 7 times. Every day on Sukkot we go around 1 time. 1 hakafa we do, right? Some people like to go 10 times, but no, it's not the correct way, right? On each day, go 1 time. That's it, right? And then Hoshana Rabba, we go 7 times, right? Hoshana Rabba, and we do the slichot and all the special prayers. What's the reason for that? The reason is because we want to get that extra zechut, to have a good judgment. So we want to, do extra things a little bit more, we should be able to have be forgiven for our sins and start a good new year, with a clean slate, right? Everything is nice and clean. So if you didn't do teshuvah until now, right, you better do teshuvah. You have 1 more day. That's all you got, So make sure, right, you clean up your right slate, Make sure you're all clean before Shmini Atzeret, because that's it, right? After that, it's already a little bit too late. So that's the thing with the Hoshana Rabba, and then we have Shmini Atzeret. Shmini Atzeret for us, right, it's like a Yom Tov, but we don't dance on Shmini Atzeret. We don't do Rikud. By the way, there's a rule like this, you should know. On Shabbat and Yom Tov, that you're not allowed to do kapayim on Shabbat or Yom Tov, There are some Hasidim that they do, kapayim on Shabbat, Yom Tov, because they do like Tosfot, a little bit more lenient than we are. But we go according to Shulchan Aruch. So therefore, for us, Shabbat, Yom Tov is not allowed to do kapayim. But then, why do we do on Simchat Torah kapayim? We do. We dance, right? Everything. The reason is because on that day, the rabbis, even though it's Yom Tov, the rabbis waived the prohibition. They were mevater, on the prohibition. So therefore, they allowed us to dance and to do kapayim on Simchat Torah, but not Shmini Atzeret. Shmini Atzeret for us, right over there, for them it's Simchat Torah. They're dancing. But for us, right here, outside, we're not dancing on Shmini Atzeret. It's not allowed. You're not allowed to do kapayim either. There is one, Rabbi, he's a little bit influenced by the Hasidim, whatever, So what he does is, when he, on Shabbat, Yom Tov, when he does, right, the Shliach Tzibur, Chazat HaShatz, what he does is he does kapayim, during the Chazat HaShatz, like this, he goes, and I look at him, I said, what are you doing? This is not a minhag to do kapayim, during Chazat HaShatz. Chazan is supposed to do kapayim? Well, what is he doing? He's dancing? What? He's doing a simcha? It's a prayer. It's a tefillah, So there's no place there for kapayim. What place do you have for kapayim during the Chazat HaShatz? Crazy stuff like this. The truth is, there are some Hasidic communities that have this custom, but it's not our custom. We don't have this custom. So nahara upashte, right? Each person, each community has their own custom. So we should not be doing, kapayim, on on Shabbat or Yom Tov, but Simchat Torah we do, right? Why? Because the rabbis gave us a special mitzvah to dance. So what's the reason why we dance on Simchat Torah, right? There's a reason for everything, right? Because we're doing like a siyum, like for the Torah. We finished the Torah, so we're doing siyum. So we're doing a simcha, to celebrate that we finished the Torah, right? It's a very big thing. Also in the shul we finished, and also privately, right? As we said, right? We have to finish the Torah. So that's why we're dancing, to celebrate. But according to Kabbalah, there's something a little bit deeper there, like it's brought down in the Arizal. Rav Chaim Vital, brings this down and talks about this, that the reason why we do the hakafot, right, and the dancing on Simchat Torah is because it gives us, one more chance to get some kind of a, right, kapara there. But we already said, right, that the din is over by Hoshana Rabba, right? We already said it's finished already. So what kapara can you get? So it says in the Kabbalah that it's mamtiket dinim. You know what that means? That you even though the dinim are already decreed, everything's decreed already. You cannot change it now, but you can sweeten it a little bit. Make it a little bit sweet. So this way, right, it won't be so harsh. The dinim. If you just in case you need to. So therefore, what you do is, when you dance on Simchat Torah and you do kapayim, and all these good things, and we're, sweating, right? We're perspiring from the dancing. So this gives you, it sweetens the dinim. So a person, should try, to dance, not just walk around, he's doing like, just regular, walking around the block. It's not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to dance, sweat a little bit, be happy, jump a little bit, right? Why? Because this is what gives you the kapara, to dance on Simchat Torah. Not just to go around. Hakafa, shniya, hakafa, shlishit, and to make money, for the shul. You know what I mean? Right? Michael, right? 5 times Michael, 10 times Michael. Okay, that's good, the shul needs money, that's also good, but that's not the point, right? The point is, to exert yourself and dance, so we go around 7 times, Mechila. So, the thing is, that they say, the Arizal, because he knew this, what he would do is, he would go, like, from one shul to another. And dance in every one, do 7 times in every shul. That he would go here, go there, go there, go there. Why? Because this way he gets more sweetness, for the dinim. And that's why, in the Beit Knesset Ahavat Shalom, right? You know where this is, right? It's in Geula, right? Ahavat Shalom of the Rabbi Yaakov Hillel, famous yeshiva, Kabbalistic yeshiva, right? So over there they do hakafot shniyot, after Simchat Torah that we have. They do hakafot shniyot. So what does that mean? After the Simchat Torah goes out, they do another, 7 times, around, going, dancing. Why they do this hakafot shniyot? Extra hakafot, in order to sweeten the dinim even more, to sweeten. This way, it shouldn't be too harsh, the dinim that came on us. Sometimes, they can be hard, the dinim. So that's why we want to. So what they do is, can you imagine? Listen to this, right? Over there in Ahavat Shalom, they do hakafot shniyot all night after Simchat Torah until the morning, until dawn. They're dancing until Amud HaShachar. Did you know that? And the reason is because hamtakat dinim. So that's why they say the poskim that yesodotam b'harei kodesh, right? This minhag of hakafot shniyot is a very holy custom that the Jews have, right? It's mostly by the Sfaradim, I think also some Hasidim they do, hakafot shniyot. The Hasidim they do like us, more. They don't do so much like the Ashkenazim. That's why we have this, in order to sweeten the dinim. So what does that mean? You want to make it as sweet as possible, so you can tolerate. It shouldn't be too harsh for you. I'll give you an example, right? What does it mean to sweeten the din? Let's say, he had a right gezerah to go to galut, because of his sins. To go to galut. What does galut mean? He has to change his place, move somewhere else, go somewhere else. Temporarily or even permanently, he has to go to galut. So, right, what they say is, we're going to send him to galut, to go to right some good place, for vacation, whatever. It's going to sweeten the din. So it shouldn't, but he's not going to have to go to galut, to go to the hospital, or to go to some other bad place, to the jail, bet kele, right, to the bet kele, all kinds of things like this. So there's a way to sweeten the dinim, even though the dinim have already been right decreed. you can still, change it somewhat, to alter it a little bit. And this is the purpose of the Simchat Torah, of dancing, right, going to Hakafot 7 times, all these things, right? So a person has to be careful, come to the shul, ready to dance a little bit, get into it. Don't just, stand there like a tree, like a log, It's not good, right? It's not the way to do Hakafot. ברוך ה' לעולם, אמן ואמן. רבי חנן שאומר, אצל הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכור ישראל, לפיכך הקריב עליהם תורה ומצוות, שנאמר חפץ, למען צדקו יגדיל תורה וידיר.